News.
Tonight, concerns two coastal towns could lose their unique charm. The region pauses to remember those who served our country. And we meet a brave 4-year-old girl battling a rare cancer. Good evening, I'm Karen Johnston.
I'm Jeff Phillips. Also tonight, South Coast residents miss out on Australian of the Year honours.
And a look at the Bong Bong picnics from more than 20 years ago.
Gerringong and Giroa could merge if plans to develop the greenfields between the two towns goes ahead. A growth plan for the Illawarra says the region needs to prepare for a growing population. Community groups fear the charm of their quaint coastal towns could be destroyed.
The Department of Planning and Environment says the region needs more homes. Local community groups say it needs to back off.
Coastal lands like this is it. This is the only area within a close drive from Sydney that we've still got.
The Illawarra Draft Regional Growth Plan has flagged developments in greenfield areas like Illawarra Estate to the south of Gerringong. Residents fear it could mean more of the country's richest farming land will be lost.
They're going to put houses on the most valuable agricultural soils in the Illawarra, and that's madness.
Local business owners say the area's quaint coastal appeal would also be destroyed.
Without the jobs, without the transport, without the infrastructure, without the universities, the high school's already the biggest one in the state, I believe, and it's already maxed out. What are they going to do with all these people?
To put the concerns in perspective, just over there is Illawarra Estate. Over the crest on this side is Giroa. The fear is if development creep is allowed to continue, it won't be long before the two towns meet in the middle. Council is searching for clarification from the department on future boundary movements.
I doubt whether there will be any movement on the boundary southwards, but it's not clear from the draft, and of course that's one of the major issues we'll be discussing with them.
There will be a community meeting to discuss the issue tomorrow night at the Gerringong Town Hall. Council will also host a meeting on November 19th.
When are they going to listen?
Rob Morrison, Win News.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the guns fell silent on the Western Front. Memorials have been held across the region to mark the 96th anniversary of the end of World War I. Over 100 people turned out for the service at the Wollongong Cenotaph.
When the guns fell silent on the Western Front, somewhere in Europe, Roy Chapman's grandfather would have reached into his tin box for a cigarette. 96 years later, it now sits in Roy's hands.
I just keep it in my pocket, just to remind me that Granddad was there.
When at 11 a.m, Roy and the Illawarra paused for 1 minute to remember and reflect, the message in the silence could be heard across the country.
We lost the cream of our youth. From every village, hamlet, town, the whole width and breadth of Australia. And the sacrifices they made and those since we should never ever forget.
60,000 Australians died in World War I. 200,000 were wounded. Across the years, more than 100,000 men and women have died while serving their country. As the old remember, the young learn. Carrying a wreath this year was Jordan Smith, an honour not lost on him.
Very important because 3 generations of my family has been in some wars and fighting for their country.
It's the next generation who'll carry past lessons into the future. But as the wheels of war begin to churn again in Iraq and Syria, those who've seen it all before can only hope they're up to the task.
Lest we forget.
Rob Morrison, Win News.
The state government has announced the new Omega Bridge at Gerringong will be open in a month. On December 13, residents will be able to see the work for themselves with a community walkover.
There'll be an opportunity for people to see this project up close, and I'm looking forward to providing more details to the community about that as we finalise them.
The bridge is part of the Princess Highway upgrades at Gerringong, which are due to be finished by mid next year.
Tonight we bring you part 2 of our special on childhood cancer, A Family's Journey. We follow the progress of a remarkable 4-year-old girl currently undergoing treatment. We speak with her paediatric oncologist about life at the coalface and meet the young play therapist who's turning tears to smiles. A year ago, life for the Sabah family was picture perfect when last November the blows rained down. In an unimaginable 12 months, 3-year-old Solaire was diagnosed with autism and his big sister Hiam with an aggressive childhood cancer.
It's life-changing. It's scary. As a parent, you don't know how to balance my daughter and my son, who also has special needs.
Oh, it's devastating. I mean, this is really your worst nightmare as a parent.
Hiam is almost 5 years old and has already endured more than any child should. Diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic Wilms tumour just 2 days after her 4th birthday, she spent almost the last year in Sydney Children's Hospital undergoing chemotherapy, radiation and multiple operations after doctors found cancer had spread through her tiny body. Associate Professor Tracy O'Brien of the Sydney Children's Hospital Kids Cancer Centre says Hiam's Wilms is a particularly nasty form of the disease, which grew so large it displaced and spread to other organs, as do 80% of childhood cancers prior to diagnosis.
This here is the tumour. It's occupying almost half of her abdomen there, and it's pushing across the main blood vessels here that drain the blood back to the heart, and it's completely encased and taken over the kidney.
This meant an aggressive treatment protocol including 14 radiation sessions. And this is how Hiam got through it, singing at the top of her tiny lungs. Dr. O'Brien says it can be a harrowing journey for families. Staff become emotionally invested too, but are fortified by the stoicism of young patients like Hiam.
Or a parent like her mother by the bedside night after night, week after week. That strength and resilience is what's incredibly rewarding about working in this field.
Enter play therapist Kylie Estrich, whose job it is to arm young patients with the tools to cope with a lengthy treatment.
Especially if they're really little, they don't know what's going on, and just getting them to, take medications, let the nurses and doctors do what they have to do to get the kids better.
The play therapy program, which not only educates young patients about what to expect but also entertains, is a joint project with Camp Quality. Yasmin says it's been a blessing and helped normalise what is otherwise a very abnormal experience, taking Hiam's mind off her treatment by switching the focus to her favourite thing.
Art and craft. She's amazing. She, when we first got here, quite scared. You're amazing.
Along with the craft, music has also proven a lifeline for Hiam as she weathers the 3 weekly treatment cycles. And lucky for her, the remarkable staff at the Kids Cancer Centre are more than obliging. Hiam has now finished her chemo and is booked for a CT scan this week to determine whether she'll need further treatment. But for now, the 4-year-old pocket rocket just wants to be home for her birthday later this month.
Yeah. I won't, and then I won't come back again. Then I can see my brother.
She's also hoping the long brown locks that chemo stole will grow back. But there's a catch. They have to be just like Elsa's from Frozen.
When I had long hair. Just like Elsa, she wants to do a clap. Yeah, I want the white clap.
Mum's goal is a little loftier.
Cancer-free would be fantastic.
And if fortune favours the brave, then 4-year-old Hiam Saba has a long, healthy life ahead.
Let it go, you will never see me cry, and here I stand.
What an incredible little girl. We're bringing you the final instalment of our 3-part series tomorrow night. We speak to a father dealing with the loss of his child and find out from the experts what the future holds. 2 South Coast teens have missed out on the title of New South Wales Young Australian of the Year. Ryan Campbell was nominated for being the youngest pilot to circumnavigate the world in a single-engine plane, while Illawarra schoolboy Ethan Butson was another finalist for his work on helping give sight back to the vision impaired and stroke victims. The winner was Genevieve Clay-Smith, who works with marginalised communities. Still to come in tonight's news, Pucky's reserved to become a biobank.
And the new Wollongong private hospital attracting plenty of interest. Welcome back. Dog lovers are outraged at proposed changes to the Dogs on Beaches policy. The changes could see time restrictions placed on when and where you can take your dog off the leash on northern Illawarra beaches.
Buddy, Oscar, Spot and Rex are just a few of the names listed on this petition handed over to council. They're a list of dog names owned by these protesters speaking up for their furry friends. Council has received over 5,000 submissions about the policy review and is due to make a decision about the changes later in the month.
It's a big number. It's not the most we've had, but certainly it's been a well-organised campaign and people are passionate about their dogs.
And it's public land, so I expect to be able to use it, and I expect that I can use it and take my dog whenever I want to go there.
Meantime, council voted to create a biobanking system at Pucky's Reserve to conserve the unique vegetation. The council received $800,000 from the Office of Environment and Heritage to help with the project.
It's the last remnant of that particular type of vegetation that we have in the city. It's almost frozen in time, but it also needs to be maintained and protected.
Pucky's estate contains vegetation considered endangered by the New South Wales government. The council will spend the money to protect and preserve that vegetation, but they'll also use it to plant more native vegetation to encourage growth.
It's a bit like a vegetation museum. It will remind us of what it was like here originally, but more specifically to protect certain species that we don't want lost.
Miley Hogan, Win News.
Specialists interested in setting up a practice at Wollongong's new private hospital are meeting tonight. The medical precinct is attracting widespread interest from practitioners locally and interstate.
Construction of Wollongong's new private hospital is well underway. It's not due to open until 2016, but work off-site to attract specialists and make it an advanced medical precinct is in full swing.
We've had registrations by over 100 doctors, and to this point we've said to them we need to lock in all the other services first. So tonight's about talking to those 100 and getting them locked in as well.
Pathology, radiology and X-ray operators have been locked in. Now there's up to 40 individual medical suites for physios, orthopaedics or surgeons to rent.
We've had interest from all over New South Wales. We've had a lot of local interest as well. It's been quite diverse.
Having a number of services all under the one roof greatly benefits patients, but also makes the doctor's job much easier.
Their suite is inside the hospital, so to go and see a patient they just jump in the elevator and go down the level. There's no driving to the hospital, finding a car park, and also the services that can be referred with all the other specialists in the building.
The $90 million development is set to bring state-of-the-art facilities to the region.
Things like online surgery rooms, video conferencing actually in the theatres to link it with other specialists across the world. Really cutting edge technology.
While it looks a long way off, the project is running to schedule, and in just 12 months' time this steel jungle will be one of the general wards. The hospital boasts 5 levels and will create more than 200 jobs. Kira Ballinger, Win News.
A unique water education program is hoping to reduce the number of drowning deaths on our beaches over summer. Targeting those who don't reside on the coast, the Beach to Bush program teaches children a variety of safety messages ahead of the holiday period.
It's no secret Australian children love the beach.
It's fun swimming in the water. I like about swimming in between the waves and surfing on the surfboards. I love that you can swim on your boogie boards.
But our waterways can be dangerous, with almost 270 drowning deaths recorded last financial year, a statistic the Beach to Bush program is geared toward changing.
We can get that message across very early, then they can share that with their family, friends and relatives, mum and dad.
Since 1994, the program has been run across the country, educating more than 100,000 children on a variety of water safety messages, from rescues and getting help to sea creatures and beach signage.
It's a chance for us as lifesavers to pass on our knowledge and our skills to kids that not only are on the coast but are now heading west.
Andy, this year's Surf Lifesaving Volunteer of the Year, knows the importance of water safety, particularly for those living in inland Australia.
In the rural areas there's so many waterways, the dams and lakes and the pools and things like that, so if kids can just take simple messages with them and be able to look out.
And while carrying a serious message, the fun and interactive nature of the program proves the perfect combination for the children participating.
And I think when they saw the lifesavers walk through with their beautiful, bright costumes, they knew something special was happening today.
Samara Gardner, Win News.
Amy is here with sport, and Aaron Royal kicks up his feet after a successful triathlon season.
That is right, Jeff. It was a big year for the Wollongong Wizard, which included a Commonwealth Games bronze medal. We'll get his thoughts next, plus all the action from the Highland Fling at Bundanoon.
This Sports Report brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse, where the lowest prices are just the beginning.
The Camelback Highland Fling returned to Bundanoon, attracting riders of all skill levels to the two-day festival. The Fling was also the fourth and final round of the Maverick Marathon Series, taken out by Canberra's Sean Lewis.
Polar opposite to last year, the weather gods shone down for a milestone year of the Camelback Highland Fling at Bundanoon.
This year is the 10th running of the Camelback Highland Fling, and that puts us up there with one of the longest running events in the mountain biking world.
Participants grounded out to the finish line of both the half fling and full fling course of 113 kilometres. Peter Mullins was first across the line in the women's event, while Brendan Johnston made it back-to-back wins in the men's.
I'm really happy with it, and this year was a lot tougher, I think, than last year. It was super tough out there, and the course always, always delivers like that.
Competitors battled through rough terrain, grass paddocks and under bridges, most staying positive despite pushing their bodies to the limit. The always changing course not just the only reason the event continues to attract some of the country's elite riders.
The organisation is unreal. It's such a great event, and the vibe around the finish and yesterday, and in fact Bundanoon itself when this event's on, is unreal. So it's really great to come down and everyone loves it.
Tim Robinson, Win News.
It's been a year of milestones for Wollongong triathlete Aaron Royal, whose season came to an end with a win at the Noosa Triathlon. The Wollongong Wizard produced some personal bests and also claimed a Commonwealth Games bronze medal in 2014.
Aaron Royal finished 10th overall in this year's ITU World Triathlon Series, but he kicked the season off with his first podium finish in Auckland.
To get third in that race and get my first WTS podium, which is these days are getting quite hard to get. That was a pretty cool day, and it's been a happy hunting ground for me. I won my under-23 World Championships there.
Royal turned his attention to the Glasgow Commonwealth Games in July, where he finished 8th in the individual try, before one of his most memorable moments came in the team sprint when Ryan Bailey finished off the final leg for Australia to claim a bronze medal.
I was pretty nervous, and so was the rest of the team, but when he came down that finishing chute and in third spot, I think if anyone saw it, I pretty much crash tackled him almost and almost broke his ribs, he said. But that was a pretty special day.
The 24-year-old capped a successful year by defending his Nepean and Noosa triathlon crowns.
To win one of them is pretty hard, but to go back-to-back is even harder, I find. And so I had, as much as I tried to put the pressure on put it behind me, I still had to have that pressure and deal with extra commitments before the race that you don't normally have to do.
The Wollongong Wizard will return to training at Falls Creek late November ahead of a new look WTS season which begins in March. Tim Robinson, Win News.
West Illawarra has slipped out of the Illawarra cricket top four. Batting first, West set Bally a total of 149 in the first innings, with Luke Boncampagni knocking 6 boundaries in his 55 not out. That wasn't enough though, Balgownie scoring a bonus point win. In other round 4 games, Corrimal flopped against Port Kembla, while Northern Districts Helensburgh and Wollongong all had wins. And in South Coast cricket, Lake Illawarra, Oak Flats and Albion Park were all round 1 winners. Round 1 of the Warilla Bowls Surfboat Series has been held at Corrimal Beach, with 68 crews taking to the water in perfect conditions. All 7 divisions competed in a round-robin format before the finals were held at the end of the day. Corrimal shocked reigning Australian champions Austinmere in the men's open final, while Helensburgh Stanmore Park claimed the points in the women's open. And that is today's sport, Jeff.
Thank you. The weather details are next, then something I'm looking forward to. We look back into our archives to see what the Highlands' biggest race day used to look like.
This report brought to you by The Reject Shop, where you'll always find something new to discover. The Reject Shop, the savvy way to shop.
A cool and cloudy day with some showers on the satellite. Cloud forming over northern New South Wales near a stationary trough is generating thunderstorms, while on the synoptic chart a trough is leading to a hot day in southern Queensland and northern New South Wales. Temperature-wise today, Wollongong to 21 degrees, Bowra will reach 16 as we drop down the coast. All the major centres between Nowra and Eden reported tops in the high teens or low 20s. The forecast then for the Illawarra and the Highlands, partly cloudy with a chance of a shower and light winds becoming northeasterly in the early afternoon. For the south coast, a partly cloudy Wednesday with light winds. Seas running at 1 metre on 1.5 metre swell. The first tide tomorrow, high at 12:45. The low comes in, or goes out rather, at 11 minutes after 6. Top temperatures, Eden to 21, Merimbula 20, Bega 23 degrees, 19 for Narooma and Maria, Bateman's Bay Short hit 22, Ulladulla 20, Nowra 24, 22 on the Highlands, in Wollongong 14 to 20 degrees. And looking further ahead, it's going to be Thursday, partly cloudy, hot and sunny on Friday with a top of 31 degrees if you don't mind, but some showers coming through late in the evening on Friday will extend into Saturday.
Finally tonight, while the Melbourne Spring Racing Carnival winds down for another year, excitement is building for the Highlands' biggest race day next Friday. The Bong Bong picnics were cancelled in the 80s due to poor crowd behaviour. Tonight, we're going back in our archives to 1993, when the race meet had just been re-established. There's also some vision of what the Bong Bong picnics were like in their heyday.
It's a far cry from the wild old days of the 1980s, when 35,000 plus people virtually overran the country racetrack near Bowral. Those scenes prompted the cancellation of the Bong Bong picnic races and the end of an era. It was a more sedate scene today as Bong Bong continued its comeback. 4,500 invited guests turned out for a more traditional picnic race day, the second since its revival last year.
Looking around here today, I mean, it's a real picnic atmosphere. I mean, everyone has their tents and their picnic baskets and their fashions and so forth, etc. It's a real picnic day.
And that's the way organisers wanted to stay, with fashions in the field taking pride of place rather than drinking binges.
Oh, well, the quality of the crowd. Being members and guest only, of course, I mean, you've got control over the type of people that you get here. I mean, anyone that plays up or anything like that, you have the privileges of being able to refuse their membership, so it works out so easy.
The fine food still remains a favourite. And the racing is as exciting as ever. Some things never change, with punters still willing to do their dough. Plans are already underway for a better Bong Bong meeting next year, with it fast becoming obvious Bong Bong is once again a shining example on the East Coast picnic racing calendar. Peter Andrea, Win Sport.
I remember when they had $2 bottles of Bong Bong bubbly.
Oh, that would be rough.
Oh. That is Win News for Tuesday, the 11th of November.
Join us again tomorrow from 7.
Thanks for watching, Win. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win, Australia's #1 regional television network.